The main results are that we are starting to see a shift from brown to green. That is, from dirty old coal investments to cleaner investments. But still there's too much money going into brown investments. We are looking in the report at greenhouse emissions, at climate policy, finance, and we are providing a very comprehensive, yet at the same time concise report of how each one of the members in the G20 is doing.
We have concentrated with our work on the G20 because they are by definition the biggest in terms of economy, in terms of trade, in terms of populations, also in terms of carbon emissions. So in that sense, since they are interested in protecting global stability, global financial stability, global economic stability, they are the ones who are the best forum to address. Because if we manage to influence the leaders in G20, then they can be the best leaders in helping the world to adopt better climate policies.
The G20 are not really doing enough. If we take a look at their commitments and programs, we're headed to a world of over 3 degrees increase in temperature. And the Paris Agreement speaks about well below 2 degrees. So we have to redouble our efforts and increase our aspiration.
Well, if President Trump in Berlin refuses to endorse climate policies together with the other 19, this will be shocking, as many things he is doing. But as you know, presidential decrees cannot change the climate. And they also cannot change the response of mankind to climate change. And in that sense, we would expect that the others will even be more determined. They will even get closer together in order to develop joint strategies. And in that sense, we feel that his refusal to be part of it may even be an incentive for the other 19 to be even stronger and more forceful. But it is a burden. It is a burden for all of us, and therefore, of course, we would be very sad if he would follow through with this threat to step out of the line of the others.
We have to say that no country is perfect. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. But we rank also around ambition, and we think it is important to raise the level of ambition. For us, the U.S. leaving the Paris Accord is a big blow to the international community. But we do rate the performance of countries, and some of the worst performers are Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey.
The G20 has made a lot of progress in the past, but I think it would be too positive to say that they're putting their money where their mouth is. Because if you look at the example of the subsidies which are still given for fossil-based fuels in the energy sector, about $430 billion have been paid in subsidies in the past, even though the governments are claiming to move out of fossil fuels. If you look at the coal industry in many parts of the world, we still note that there are new coal-fired power stations under production. Even some donor agencies are still funding this. So in many ways, the rigor of moving into a carbon reduction is far from a reality. But we have to be realistic. We have to, and this can be said about Germany also, we have to simply accept that there are political realities. And in that sense, we are hopeful that in fact we will make enough progress in order to make a difference.
What is new about this report is that it is very comprehensive yet concise. It brings together many different sources. It brings knowledge from all over the world, and it brings also a balanced view of North and South. So these characteristics make it very unique.
Climate transparency has very rapidly expanded. I mean, we have about 10 of the G20 countries are working with us, are operating very closely with us. And of course, we are totally independent. We are not subject to any censure, to any sanctions or any sort of inducements. And we have with us very outstanding organizations. We are funded, for instance, by the Stiftung Mercator in Germany. We are funded by the World Bank, which not only is funding us partly, but also has given us tremendous technical and political support. We are supported by the Climate Works Foundation and others. The European Climate Foundation is very forceful with us. So in many ways, we are a broad-based organization which derives some of its credibility because we bring together so many actors with different perspectives and bring them together into a concise and well-coordinated picture, which is still easy to read.